Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Myles Turner is in the NBA Finals and he probably won't stay with the Indiana Pacers. Myles Turner will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the 2024 to 2025 NBA season. And he can sign a contract with any team in the league, without restrictions. And the Los Angeles Lakers are looking for a center with Turner's characteristics. Of course, he is valued and his salary is high for the Lakers' salary cap, but there is a possibility that will give the Lakers the conditions to sign Myles Turner. This possibility is to convince LeBron James to reduce his salary and thus bring Turner to seek the 18th title. LeBron James wants to be a champion before retirement, and this would be the time to accept a salary reduction so that Myles Turner can be signed. The Los Angeles Lakers will be at the forefront of the basketball universe this summer. While that's usually the case, all eyes will be on whether the Lakers could land a star big man, something that they lacked in the second half of the season. It's clear as day that the Lakers need to bolster their center position. They were in a tough spot last season after they traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. Although the Lakers upgraded in terms of superstar, it left a massive hole at the center position. That played a huge role in the team's downfall in the postseason. However, the attention has shifted to the offseason and whether the Lakers can land the star big man. LA will have its options, and one name they'd love to add is Pacers center Myles Turner. Turner is set to be an unrestricted free agent this summer, but as things stand, the Lakers cannot afford him. According to ESPN's Bobby Marks, the Lakers will need to shed salary if they want a shot at Turner. While the Lakers do not have cap space to sign free agent Myles Turner, for example, Los Angeles does have a 2031 or 2032 first-round pick, 5 years of pick swaps, 2024 first-round pick Dalton Knecht and over $70 million in expiring contracts. Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Maxi Kleber and Gabe Vincent, to use in a trade, said Marks. Turner could be a player the Lakers could have greatly benefited from. While a lob threat archetype usually thrives alongside Doncic, Turner is able to space the floor and provide some rim protection. Turner is currently 29 years old and will turn 30 next March. The Lakers may not have the best assets in a trade, but if they really want to sign Turner, they certainly have the ability to move players like Reeves, Finney-Smith, Hachimura, Kleber, and Vincent to clear up cap space. Turner's market is high. As things stand, it is likely that he will sign at around $30 million annually. Prior to Game 2 of the NBA Finals, ESPN's Shams Charania shared how the Pacers are expected to enter the luxury tax to retain Turner. If the Pacers were to do so, it would be the first time they would do so in 20 years. It won't be easy for the Lakers to sign Turner, which is why trading for a starting center may be the best route. Another big center who could be available, and the Lakers could trade for him if they can't get Myles Turner. Lakers' dream center target may be available after all. The Los Angeles Lakers have a lot of decisions to make in building a more competitive team this summer. But the biggest priority for them is how the team will upgrade the center position. More Lakers news: Jackson Hayes breaks silence on potential Lakers return. After being exposed in the playoffs for a lack of a front court, Los Angeles will be looking to attack the position this summer. The Lakers have an idea of what kind of center they will go after, but they may be limited on who is actually available. Most likely, the Lakers will need to make a move via the trade market, and they have been linked to multiple names. But one player in particular has been a dream target of theirs for a long time. That would be center Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz, but Utah has continued to hold an unreasonable asking price for the big man. Many around the league have believed that Kessler is essentially untouchable. However, a new report may contradict that fact. According to Sarah Todd of Deseret News, Kessler may be available via trade after all. If this is the case, Los Angeles will likely make a strong push to land him. Numerous league sources have indicated that they believe the Jazz are going to be active over the next several weeks. Many expect that the Jazz are willing to hear offers that would include draft picks in the 2025 draft as well as players on the Jazz's current roster. Obvious candidates for trade would be John Collins, Colin Sexton, and Jordan Clarkson, who are all on expiring deals as of the 2025-26 season, but league sources have said that they expect for conversations to include Walker Kessler, who is extension eligible, and Lauri Markkanen. Kessler is entering the final year of his current contract before he hits restricted free agency. Utah will either need to pay him a decent amount of money, or they can look to move him this summer. The big man would fit in well with the Lakers, and he is seen as the perfect type of center for star guard Luka Doncic to work with. Kessler is a monster on the defensive end of the floor, and he rebounds the ball very effectively as well. Kessler averaged 11.1 points, 12.2 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 2.4 blocks per game last season for the Jazz. Utah will likely ask for a very high return if it were to move the center, but Los Angeles may be willing to pay the cost. The Lakers have already discussed the framework of a deal with the Jazz previously, but Utah turned them down. With Kessler now eligible for an extension, maybe Utah changes tune a little about a possible deal. The biggest obstacle in a deal is Utah's CEO of basketball operations, Danny Ainge, who is known for trying to squeeze teams in trade talks. But while it remains to be seen how this will play out, Kessler potentially being available could change everything for the Lakers this offseason. Should Lakers pursue a reunion with Brook Lopez? With the Lakers desperate for quality centers, should they circle back on Brook Lopez? It's no secret that the Lakers are lacking in the big department. Their playoff series against the Wolves made that evident as they were forced to play small due to a lack of confidence in Jackson Hayes and their other frontcourt options, Maxi Kleber, Alex Len, and Markieff Morris. Lakers president of basketball operations Rob Pelinka said that the franchise would explore every single unturned stone to add a center to the roster in the offseason, and now some potential options are becoming clear. In his recent Substack article, Matt Moore mentioned that Brook Lopez could be leaving the Bucks this summer, giving the Lakers a chance to reunite with the big man. The team is likely to retain Kevin Porter Jr. and most everyone I've spoken to assume Brook Lopez is gone. Lopez might be one of the bigger names on the market. He's certainly at the end of his career, but like Al Horford, he's a complete pro and a winner who's easy to fit into a team culture and find a role for, and still makes a difference defensively night to night. Lopez played for Los Angeles during the 2017-18 season, the year before LeBron James joined the franchise. He averaged 13 points and shot 34.5% from deep as a Laker. After that season, he joined the Bucks and has played in Milwaukee for 7 years. If he is leaving, should the Lakers pursue a reunion with Lopez? Last year, Lopez was a durable and dependable player for the Bucks. He started and played in 80 games, averaging 13 points per game while shooting 37.3% from three-point range. With the center market looking slim, the Lakers have to explore all options, especially when it comes to unrestricted free agents such as Lopez. Austin Reaves' strategy ignores impossible problem waiting for Lakers in 2026. The Los Angeles Lakers are kicking a giant can down the road. The message about Austin Reaves leading up to the start of the 2025 offseason has been consistent and clear. Rob Pelinka is committed to the Los Angeles Lakers guard. Dan Woik of the Los Angeles Times wrote, "The team has shown no interest in using Reaves in a trade that nets them anything less than a top-tier big, and there really aren't any of those available." Jovan Buha of The Athletic similarly stated that Reaves has experienced enough growth to keep him with the team moving forward. The Lakers insider noted that his ascension this season appears to have cemented his status as part of their core. Even Luka Doncic hinted at the importance of Reaves on an episode of Mind the Game. The Lakers' superstar point guard ensured to include the rising star as a part of the equation when discussing the work in progress around his fit with Los Angeles. Reaves is certainly valued by the organization. That much is clear. However, the important question of what happens in 2026 cannot get lost in the shuffle here. Reaves' looming free agency is a terrifying prospect for the Lakers. By now, everyone should know an extension is not getting done for Reaves. The best price the Lakers guard could get on one of those is far short of what next year's free agency could do for him. This felt especially true to Sam Vecenie and Bryce Simon of the Game Theory podcast. The pair discussed Reeves' looming contract decision and why it made way too much sense for Reeves to test the open market in 2026. Austin Reeves is going to get $30 to $40 million next year, probably closer to 40, Vecini told listeners of the show. That's a non-extendable contract this summer. If I'm him, there's a chance Austin Reeves is the most coveted, sought-after free agent in the summer of 2026. At first, Vecini's claim of Reeves being near the top of that list comes across as over-exaggerating. However, given some thought, it is not the most ludicrous idea in the world. Hoops Hype currently ranks Reeves at 18th for the 2026 free agent class. However, there are a multitude of factors that can actually debunk that low ranking pretty quickly. Players like Doncic, Paolo Banchero, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, De'Aaron Fox, Chet Holmgren, and a handful of others should be expected back with their teams after sorting out their contracts. Players like LeBron James and Kevin Durant are old enough to be short-term additions, if available. Other options such as James Harden and Damian Lillard are declining and anticipated to show even more signs of it. Then, players like Norman Powell, Mikal Bridges, Kristaps Porzingis, and Nikola Vucevic are all downright questionably ranked above Reeves. In terms of being coveted, the Lakers' borderline star will be entering his prime and potentially still ascending upwards. That should put Reeves near the top of the free agent list for a lot of teams across the league. Can the Lakers hand him a contract where both parties are equally satisfied with the number involved? After enjoying the bargain of deal that Reeves is currently on, this situation can prove to be a near impossible problem in 2026. Lakers get bad news regarding potential offseason target. LA likely has one fewer option to target this summer judging by the latest NBA offseason rumors. Anyone who's been following the Los Angeles Lakers offseason buzz knows that upgrading the frontcourt is one of general manager Rob Pelinka's top priorities this summer. Alex Len and Jackson Hayes' abysmal late season and playoff performances proved that the Lakers' big man depth isn't up to snuff, highlighting the need to add more talented rebounders in the coming months. NBA free agency will offer the Lakers plenty of opportunities to add center depth. Unfortunately, one potential target might no longer be a viable option judging by the latest NBA offseason rumors. Lakers rumors, Pacers expected to re-sign Myles Turner this offseason. As his team dukes it out with the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 2025 NBA Finals, Indiana Pacers center Myles Turner is one upcoming free agent linked to the Lakers. Having said that, NBA insider Shams Charania just revealed that the Pacers are determined to retain their longtime fan favorite. Turner is the longest-tenured Pacer currently, and Indiana wants to keep it that way, Charania said before Game 2 on Sunday. The Pacers know they cannot afford to lose him as a free agent. There's mutual interest in getting a deal done. Turner, 29, is one of the best centers in the NBA today, possessing a combination of floor-stretching capabilities and elite defense. A two-time NBA blocking leader, he was a reliable force for the Pacers again this past regular season, averaging 15.6 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.0 blocks per game. He also helped stretch the floor with a career-high 2.2 threes made per game on 39.6% shooting, making him the type of offensively gifted center that would look nice alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Turner has also been having a terrific 2024-25 playoff performance, averaging 15.2 points, 5.1 rebounds, 2.2 blocks, and .522/.389/.773 splits. It isn't surprising that a frontcourt-starved team like the Lakers would be jealous if he hits the open market. With that being said, adding Turner was always going to be a tough task for the Lakers. He'll likely be looking for a major pay raise after playing on an average annual salary of $20.4 million on his last contract, potentially pricing him out of a cash-strapped LA team's budget. A sign-and-trade deal was the more likely option, but even that would involve having to convince the Pacers to take names like Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, or Rui Hachimura off the Lakers' hands. As great as Turner would have looked in a Lakers jersey, some pipe dreams just aren't meant to be. He'll focus on working out a new deal with the Pacers as the Lakers turn the page toward other potential center targets ahead of what'll be a busy offseason. Shaquille O'Neal would love to play in current era of NBA. Shaquille O'Neal is widely regarded as the most dominant player in NBA history as his blend of size, strength, speed, agility, and instincts made him impossible to defend. O'Neal powered the Los Angeles Lakers to a three-peat from 2000 to 2002, winning the Finals MVP all 3 times and establishing himself as the undisputed best player in the league. However, there is some disagreement on whether or not Shaq would be able to be as effective in the current era of pace and space. Despite the differences in styles, O'Neal said he would love to play in today's NBA and believes he would still be dominant, via the New Heights podcast. I would definitely love to play in this era. I would still bring the football pain and I would be different. I'd be watching these podcasts. Oh, Shaq couldn't play in this era. He couldn't guard the three. It would be simple. As soon as Joker shoots a three, I'm gonna run right past him and I'm going to post up in the lane for 100 seconds. So if you hit the three, good, but I know by the time we get the ball and throw it down I'm definitely going to hit the two. I'm going to make more twos than you hit threes, so I will probably only shoot a three like if we got up, but I would not go away from my strength. My strength is power and height, so I'm going to take the high percentage shots because if I'm averaging 30 it's an easy job for my agent. If I'm standing out there shooting threes and averaging 15 that's a tough job, but if I'm averaging 30 scoring a lot of points then my agent can say, hey, Rudy Gobert got 250 me and Shaq, we want 700. We want 700. Teams today may emphasize three-pointers, but shots at the rim are even more valuable and O'Neal could generate those in spades if he played today. There was no player back then who could single cover O'Neal and there certainly isn't anyone now who could do either. Ironically enough, former Phoenix Suns head coach Mike D'Antoni credited O'Neal for revolutionizing his team's offense because there was no way for teams to match him in the same ways. Shaq's peak evolved the game into what it is today, but he could definitely survive in this era. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looking to be first to accomplish feats since Lakers Shaquille O'Neal. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a historic 2024-25 season where he finished as the scoring champion and was named the regular season MVP. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to become the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to win a scoring title, MVP, and championship in the same season.